Hello everybody and welcome to Hula Corner Hoops mobile hoop class, the very first one for 2019. Yay! So happy new year to everybody. I hope you've had an absolutely fantastic break. If you went away or if you stayed home, spend time with friends, family, loved ones, pets, crystals, you name it. I did in fact have a fantastic break. As you know, Hula Corner was closed for a little bit. I didn't actually go anywhere, but I had a retreat week, so it was a full detox week, taking care of myself, a lot of self-pampering and a lot of just doing nothing, if that's what I felt like doing. It was fantastic. Great break for my mind, for my soul, and for my physical body as well. So yeah, I'm ready to go for 2019. And yes, as most of you know, I finished off my corporate job at the middle of December. So now we'll be doing Hula Corner Hoops full-time, as well as Crystal Child Healing and Crafts. I know the Hula Corner Hoopers won't necessarily know about the Crystal Child side of things, so that is another, I wouldn't say passion, is a purpose path. It's a purpose path that has now said, okay, let's do this thing. So yeah, I have got my Reiki certification now, so officially a Reiki practitioner, and I work with crystals and essential oils and all kinds of things, but that is not what this tutorial is about. But yes, there's lots of plans for both Hula Corner Hoops and Crystal Child Healing and Crafts over the next year, so they do kind of impact each other. So I will keep everybody posted on what's happening, but there's so much of muchness. Amazing things, amazing dreams coming true every single day. So yeah, I'll keep everybody posted on that. And for today in the class, I actually wanted to touch on quite a few of the tricks that I had done previously and expand on those, but it is a bit windy outside, and that's also why the tutorial is a bit late. I've been waiting for the wind to drop down and it just hasn't. So I would like to, it's something that I touched on in one of the very first videos, and I don't think I actually explained it or expanded on it at all, which is the waist break. So it's great for actually in your flow, using it in your flow, breaking continuously, as well as getting the hoop moving in the opposite direction. So if you have not been practicing hooping in the opposite direction, that's fine, because then you can practice with practicing breaking it into that direction, because sometimes it can be a bit weird starting it in the opposite direction. Well, I found it a bit strange anyway. So once I actually learned how to break, it was a lot easier for me to get the hoop moving in with a bit more momentum and a bit straight. So let's get crack-a-lack and I'll show you how to do that. Right, so to start off with, you have a handbrake. You get not a car handbrake, you get a handbrake and then a forearm brake. So the handbrake is the easier one, so I suggest starting off with learning how to do that one, and it's just to get the feel of your hoop, get the momentum of your hoop, sort of feel how fast it's going, and checking of course where your spaces are so that you can actually catch the hoop. So you want to catch it like that and then swing it in the opposite direction and catch it. So a good way to practice is to do it continuously. Well, I like to give one little loop around the body before I catch it again. And that just gets you into the flow of how quickly your hoop is going, how much time you have to work with. And that's it. So that's a handbrake. You can use a handbrake in a flow, but it's a little bit more difficult because you've got to actually grab the hoop. So this is more of a beginner, learn how to break it basically. Or if you want to take it off, you do a hand break to take it off. But it's not something that I would use necessarily in a flow, but I mean, if everybody is their own sort of flow master, so use it in whichever way that you feel best. But it is a great way to learn how to actually break it and take it into the opposite direction, and then it's easier. You see, once you have the momentum going, it's easier to keep the hoop going in a direction that's not actually natural to you. So further to that is the forearm break. So it looks like That's a continual break. And you can obviously move around with it. Okay, I'm a bit limited for space right now, but you would use this in your flow. And what I'm doing there, it's a bit difficult to slow it down, but I can explain. Once the hoop gets, I would say, straight to your side, majority of the hoop, that's when you want to stick your arm out and then have it literally just bounce off of the middle of your arm. So it's not a case of you hitting, you're not, because then that happens. You're not actually hitting your hoop, because you can see it goes a little bit wonky. All you want to do is just have your hand there or your arm there as a gentle buffer, if you want to put it that way, that it bounces off of. And that's the continual break. So to get it in the opposite direction, obviously you just don't continue and you just go. And it does also feel very natural. It feels like a natural way that you would want to flow. So the trick is, as you can see, when you go, curtain's getting a bit in the way there. Sorry about that. The higher up you break it, the wonkier it goes. So you kind of want to get it in the middle of your forearm and your wrist as well. If you kind of out there and you're trying to break it out there, it's going to go up there instead of across there, which is where it needs to go. So try and get it as much in the middle of your forearm as possible. And then you can really, if you have the space, you can really move around with it. And it's a great way to learn hooping in the opposite direction, because it's already going quickly. It's already got all the momentum that it needs. So it's just a case of going with the flow. So that's it for today's tutorial. There'll be quite a few more coming up now that I have more time on my hands to actually do tutorials during the week. I'm thinking of doing more than just one, so I will keep everybody posted on that. And yeah, if you haven't checked out my Facebook page, please go and have a look at the Facebook page and like that, so that you can keep posted on when I do actually upload videos, if you're not part of the Hoolicorn Hoops Facebook. And then also, yeah, I will keep everybody posted with the newsletters on what the movements are for the next while. Lots of exciting things coming up. I am anxiously anticipating, not quite anxiously, but very, very excitedly waiting for my package to arrive from the Fairies overseas. So I will let everybody know as soon as that arrives as well. There's some beautiful, beautiful colors coming in, and a surprise to newbie hoopers. The very first, well, for me stocking it anyway, HDPE colored tubing, which is going to be amazing. I'm definitely going to make myself a hoop out of that as well. Yeah, because we've only really got black available in this country for the newbies. So I'm very excited to get some color HDPE tubing, and then of course all the rainbow colored glitter sparkle tape is of course my favorite part too. So yeah, I just want to wish everybody have the most amazing Sunday evening, probably by the time this is going to be up. And yeah, have a beautiful week, and I'll see you next week for the next mobile hoop class. Thanks so much, guys.